Eventually, I stepped out of like my comfort zone. I interviewed one person. It was a good interview. I got him, and like the feeling is so good. Once like somebody says, "Yes, I'm in," it's just like heaven.
Hi, everyone. Today I am joined by the one and only Alex Huang. Alex is from Arizona, so he's in 2 hours, I think, ahead of me. Ahead of me? Is that right? Or behind me? I don't know. It's like 8:30 here,
Yeah,
so it's 6:30 there.
6:30. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt your dinner time. I don't know if you were doing something.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, Alex, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your initiative?
Yeah. You already said I'm Alex, and I'm in ninth grade. I'm a freshman. So my initiative is 36IO, and it's an online learning platform that teaches 3D design with aspects of biology. I think I scheduled a meeting with you
Mhm.
and we talked about it. And eventually we came up with this idea called BioTunes.
Right.
It was teaching biology through cartoons. So, like, after a while, I thought about it like, am I really that interested in art? I liked it, but it was not like the feeling that I got from like designing. With design, I would just like sit in front of the computer and just design all the way until like 2 o'clock p.m. and not even know it. It's like really fun for me. So that's why I came with 36IO. So the designing program is called Fusion 360. So that's the 36 part. And then the IO comes from biology. So like in this class, I teach this 3D design by designing biological organisms.
Whoa, that's
So
awesome.
that's where the IO comes from, the bio.
36IO. Can you tell us more details about the class? Like how many weeks is it? How many hours is it? How many students did you have?
Yeah. So initially, this was supposed to be 8 classes, 45 minutes each. But in practice, it was more like 10 classes, an hour and a half long each.
Oh, that's significantly longer.
Yeah. And so I basically charged around $40 for all of that and had 5 students because I wanted to make the personal experience.
Okay, how did you find these 5 students? Did you bully your friends into signing up?
No, I really wanted to find students that were genuinely interested inside this, just like me. So, like, my motto is turning interest in design into passion for design.
I love that. That's such a
Yeah,
great motto.
mainly I just followed your footsteps, just interviewing people. Like when I heard that at the beginning, I was like, what? Because like I wouldn't even bother like calling my friends. Like I don't even know if they had time. I was like scared if they had time for me to call them. When Kevin told me like you have to go out and interview 20 people, I just like blanked out like, oh crap. I got to do this. Eventually, I stepped out of like my comfort zone. I interviewed one person. It was a good interview. I got him, and like the feeling is so good. Once like somebody says, "Yes, I'm in," it's just like heaven. After I got that one sign up, it was just like easier from that. So it's more like you never know until you try it type thing. In total, I interviewed around like, because I only needed like 5 students. So I interviewed about 15 people and I got the 5 signups.
That's pretty high conversion rate. Yeah. Wow. What did you learn during these interviews? Did you learn that like kids already were interested in design or they'd never even heard of it? And then how did you convince them to sign up? What was the secret sales formula?
The secret sales formula. Well, it's a lot of things in total. One of them, which I did personally, was like that personal experience feeling. So I tell them there's only like 5 kids that can sign up for my class, and sign up so like you can claim your spot,
Mm.
type of thing.
And that
So
worked?
like it did work for like 2 people. Another thing that I did was like more like a salesperson type of thing. Like if you just pay $40 for this class, you get 8 whole, actually no, 10 whole
Yeah.
1 hour
And
and
that worked.
30-minute long classes. And You get to develop good relationships with other people just like you. You get to use like a virtual desktop, which is like another aspect of like the personal thing. They basically get a free computer if they join my class. Also, class recordings too.
And did you know like these 5 students beforehand? Were they friends of friends? Were they people you already knew from your neighborhood?
Actually, my course initially started with 4 people, but one of the kids thought it was so good, he told his brother that he should join this class too.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically, I got this text from this random person. It's like, hey, my brother said that this class was really good. I want to join this too. Like, how do I
Mm-hmm.
join?
That's amazing. It sounds like this was a pretty successful project. I mean, it was your first initiative ever,
Yeah,
and really your focus was on that personalized, tailored experience. So it's not a big deal if you only have 5 students. Like I always say, 5 is, especially if they're paying customers, that's a big deal. Well, I'm wondering, how did this project like help you grow as an individual? Did it help you grow? Like what skills did you learn, or how do you think you're bigger and better compared to Alex maybe from like a year ago?
well, first of all, I've developed better as like a teacher. After each lesson, I asked them to rate my class from 1 to 10.
Hmm.
So I think the first class was a 6 average.
Cool.
But then eventually I got that all the way up to a 9.5 by the fourth class.
That's amazing. It sounds like you really honed in on your communication skills.
Yeah, for example, like for the first class, I was just like teaching, that's it, and not really like interacting with the students. So they didn't really feel
Mhm.
that personal experience. But like after all the feedback, I knew that I had to like ask, like, hey, what do you think? How do you think you can like another approach you can design this? And that really helped me like develop my teaching skills.
Yeah. Wow. The feedback collection and then
Yeah,
implementing that is really
thanks to
key.
Kevin.
Yeah, I did that too. When I taught my courses, people could rate my class and then you see the button. It was a huge deal to me. I think some of the kids were so harsh sometimes in the beginning. But I mean, yeah, you learn to get better. I think the energy and the communication, asking kids questions, getting them involved is super duper important. Well, what are your plans for the future? Are you running this again? Do you have another initiative in mind?
With this initiative right now, it was great and all, but every single like week I could only teach 5 kids at a time. So I didn't feel like I was like bringing my passion to like enough people. 5 is not that much. With my new initiative, which is called Project Power, that is it's a platform that allows a lot of other kids like me to teach their passion to other kids too.
So it's like a teaching platform. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So I like that you have switched your emphasis to scale. But yeah, don't forget as you're trying to teach more and more students to still maintain that level of a 5, 6, even 7-star customer experience, very tailored, making them feel like special and going that extra mile. Well, we're nearing the end of our interview. I'm wondering if you could tell us one piece of advice. If you were, giving advice to other entrepreneurs, other young student entrepreneurs, what would you tell them?
Well, first, I would tell them go take Kevin's class because it was really useful. I mean, like, Kevin's class was like, I say, like a vaccine. At the beginning, you are really scared at this. Like, you are not immune to the fear of communication and everything. But then, right, every single time you go to Kevin's class and like he gives you a shot like of like immunity, and it just helps a lot. Like I developed my communication skills a lot from his class. Another thing I would tell to the entrepreneurs out there would be you never know until you try it. For me, that was like the biggest thing because starting a new initiative, it could be really taunting. There's like so many things that you're afraid of. Like, what if this does not go right? What if it fails and everything? But if you're like my age and you think about it, you are a freshman. You have like 4 more years to try again, or like even more than that. And your parents are paying for everything, and you have no pressure. You have literally no pressure when you're doing a new initiative, and there's nothing to lose really. And like you actually gain experience from your failures too.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, just to piggyback off of that, if you're a teenager and you fail, nothing happens. You either succeed or you learn. That's basically the mantra. And Like if you were trying to start a business and you're 30 years old and you have 2 kids, like failure is a big deal. If you fail and you're a freshman, just you pick yourself up and you try again. Like you still have a roof over your head. Your parents will still love you. And honestly, it takes the average entrepreneur 3 or 4 tries before they get a venture off the ground. It's super duper normal to fail. Your job is to fail. Your job is to fail hard and fail early and fail fast, and then learn as much as you can like a sponge and reduce that chance of failure in future endeavors. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought that was a really insightful and fun interview. So thank you so much, Alex, for taking the time out of your day to chat.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, we'll catch you at the next one. I think our next interview is with Sophia. So she's an all-star. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Catch you later. Peace.